Are we alive? Are we live? Is this thing going on? Can you hear me? Or should we just keep on jamming? Happy Friday! Are you alive? It's so good to see you. It's so good to see y'all. It seems like it's been so long, like maybe even 24 hours. I don't know. Can you hear me? We are as live as we can be. I like that answer, Allison. Good to see you. Thank you for joining us. Eric the cat is live as well. You're alive. I'm alive. We are alive. Oh yeah, says Blind Squirrel Rocks. And we've got a little goodie to show from Blind Squirrel Rocks tonight on this fabulous extraordinary evening. It's gonna be a good one. It's gonna be action packed. Alabama is here with us, and Ma, the one of the fastest wrenches in the West. I think it would be interesting to have a wrench off with Allison and Melissa at high noon. That would be cool. And it looks like Tomcat Josh is also, whoa, whoa, whoa. Is in the house. Hey Josh, I've been missing you. Haven't seen you around the way too much, and so I hope that you've got some live streams and things, some cutting and whatnot to share with us soon. We have Cindy in the house as well. Good to see you. Jackie is here, and always with such wise right off the top of the show. Thank you so much, Jackie. Really appreciate you. And the Soul Adventurist is here. Good to see you. You guys are so welcome here this evening. I'm so glad that you're joining us here tonight. And when I say us, I don't mean me and the rocks. That we also have a guest tonight. And it's one of the guestliest of all guestlinesses ever. The extraordinariness of this particular guest is really outrageous. And so that is going to happen here in a moment. I do have just a couple of announcements also to make, and it looks like I'm missing some of the stuff going by in the chat stream. Rufo is here, closing up late at work, and I'm so glad that you're going to be buzzing on out of there. Who got to see the Aurora Borealis size? Uh, so chime in if you got to see some color. We got to see some color. That so it was mostly just red, and then the clouds came in. It was just starting to heat up. We saw some flashes, like how sometimes like the rays will, and so it decided to fog in right at the perfect time. But we did get to see some of it, which I thought that was pretty darn cool. And everybody is wishing Chris to be feeling better, because I know that that dental work can't have been fun. And we have Alabama new member. Woo! Thank you so much. Ringing the big bell for you. And thank you for becoming a member. Thank you all of your all of the members that are out there for the memberships. I can word tonight. You actually did help us to go mining, and you help with all of the platform to get this thing rolling, all the technology that rolls into being able to present MicrOzone and things like that. It's all up to you guys. And so I really have you to thank for this. Give yourselves a big pat on the back for making all this possible. Thank you so much, Obama. And we've got Tomcat Josh being a member for 2 months. Awesome. Thank you so much. Steinkerns to you and to you all. Let us all have a hearty cheers and Steinkerns. I hope that you're well. Diane, I hope that you're feeling better. I do. Chris, I hope that you're feeling better. We are so blessed that our friends that were in the path of the storm are in good health and best case scenarios coming through the news and everything. I hope that all the folks that you knew also fared well. But cheers to you. I hope that you're doing well. And what's in your mug? I mean it. You got to keep on being hydrated. All right. And so thank you for that, Steinkerns, Tomcat Josh. And Eric did get the real-time video showing flashes last night. That is so cool, Eric. I mean, it's been one heck of a good year for the auroras, huh? I got to see them for the first time that I can remember as an adult. And then we got a rebate last night, and that was just absolutely awesome. And Cindy says that she always gets to see them, so I don't get as excited as others. Yeah, some of us get absolutely pumped. I went outside, and then Steve decided that he'd come outside with me and hang out. Didn't want me hanging out there all by myself. um, and of course, Allison is raising her hand and saying that she got to see beautiful lights, and I bet you did. Up north, it looked like you guys were just having the most spectacular of all spectacular runs. And Stein Kearns and all, to Ken for being a member also for 2 months. And it's one of those kinds of evenings where Steinkerns, I mean, if it's called for, we must do, right? And of course, Ken is one of the folks that I was talking about, who happily looked like was going to be his place in the eye of the storm. But looks like we got better case scenarios as far as that is concerned. Lisa is here in the house, also trying to get cleaning done. Boy, sister, I hear you there. Both of us are in a lather trying to get cleaning done. It seems like it's an ever-ending story. Yeah, that. And Jennifer is saying, even with clouds, I saw beauty in the sky. I'll bet you, even with clouds, that it was quite captivating. Theo was sharing some of his photography on our little group chat for the podcast, and I was just blown away with what he was seeing, even with clouds in the sky. If anything, it also, added to the composition of the sky in a very, very cool way. So I'm glad that you got to see that. And it looks like Ryan is also here in the house. Good to see you. Margaret Caro is here. Very, very nice. And oh my goodness, we've got Ryan sharing some stuff over there on the Discord. If you guys aren't part of the Discord, go ahead and join us over there. We always have some really super cool shows and tells all week long, so you don't have to wait for the weekend to see Kyle's cool live or Ryan or Jahik or all the folks that do the lives, even Ma, of course, Soul, Josh does lives, all these guys, Kurt's doing lives. That was actually part of the announcements that I wanted to make sure that you are checking out, of course, our friend Kyle all weekend long with the sales, but also he started for the month of October, he's doing Friday as well as a kind of test thing. And so go ahead and share some of your love with him on Fridays as well. He had done his in the moments coming up to now for the Friday night live. And what do we have here? Soul, you're so awesome. Thank you so much. Let's get this bell rolling. Really, really appreciate that. like I said, you guys totally are the driver for helping make this thing happen. And it looks like Tiger Eye is also here in the house. I'm trying to like, my eyes are going in different directions, making sure I don't miss people. But Soul, seriously, I really appreciate your support. And James, while we're at it, let's ring this bell. That was seriously like gas down the road, and the funds to pay for the mining, you know, all sorts of things that you guys help out with. And I really appreciate you all. And it looks like, is Judy in the house? Did I miss? Judy mom is here. Well, welcome in, mom. And I did do a live yesterday too. That was part of the announcement process as well. And so I'm going to be starting doing kind of pop-up lives when I'm having some studio time and it looks like it would be a good available time to go ahead and click the on button for the camera and join, you know, have you guys all join in some of the studio work. And so I apologize, mom, for not giving you a link for that. That was kind of just like a little last minute pop-up thing. But she got it anyway. She got to see. But keep your eyes open, both on the Discord and around the YouTube. Sometimes they notify, sometimes they don't. I'll go ahead and pop up. I saw that Rocky Mountain Bear was like, you went live? So sometimes we get our notifications and other times we don't. So just keep an eye out for those. And it looks like everybody's quick drawn and getting the links up. So thank you for that. If you'd like to join us over there on the Discord, like I said, it's a super good time. And I'm seeing craziness. Oh, we got a huge super here from Cindy. Scrolling. Thank you so much. Big bell going on. There was a mouse in my computer trying to tell me that there was a huge super down here. You guys, sometimes I don't see stuff right away. There's like a 10-second delay for the platform. And then also I'm usually like addressing stuff coming down the chat line. And so thank you so much, Cindy. And she's got an announcement. It's Canadian Thanksgiving on Monday. And I am thankful for all of you. Much love. That is so sweet, Cindy. And we are so thankful for you as well. I know that the entire community feels that way. And so happy Thanksgiving to you. And I'm sure that we all have a bunch of thanks to give as well. And so thank you for that. Like I said, getting us down the road for mining. And I realized that there's a lot of things that go along with the mining when you're processing the stones that you end up needing to. And so the funds are going in the direction of more cutting equipment, more polishing equipment. The fire opals actually take a certain special extra step to have them really turn out just right. And so I think I've cracked that code, and now I'm setting up, I'm outfitting the studio so that I'm well ready to process those opals that we have coming in. And did I say hi to James Loves Rocks? It's so good to see you up in here. Thank you so much. And of course, we have Joseph popping in all caps, like with authority. It's so good to see you here and saying hello, Ozone Karen and all. Return home from the doctor's appointments. Oh no, I must hit the like. Good. Definitely do that. And everybody else can too, if you feel like you do like it. And we'll be leaving shortly. Eyesight is foggy, so resting up is prescribed with a lot of H2O. Well, I hope that you're feeling good and better, and I hope that all of the news from the doctor was good news. Thanks for popping in, and thank you everybody for being here. Like I said before, Patricia's Creations, also in the house, and Zen Wolf, BYL. You are here, and it is so good to see you as well. Thanks for joining us now. And so this weekend, make sure to watch Alleluia, and of course, Kyle and Kurt's doing like midnight live streams. Support all of our live streamers. If you have a live stream coming up this weekend or a video, like a video premiere, anything like that, like Jeff or Chris or any of y'all that have that going on, go ahead and pop that up in the chat. You are absolutely welcome to do so that everybody knows where they should be during the weekend for all the live streams. Now, to get to ours tonight, we've got the MicrOzone planned. It's good times in the MicrOzone, and I'm going to spin the wheel and wonder who the heck is coming on out of the chat this evening. One of these times, like, I'm going to go ahead and click on your name, and it's going to be you. So I hope that you're ready at all times. But in this case, we have this fella. Welcome.
Oh my God, I'm here.
It's so weird. It's like a snap of the fingers. And here comes Ken, the guestliest of all guests that ever appears. Cheers to you, Ken.
Cheers to you. Ching, ching.
Stein Kerns to you all. Now, I think that people are dying to hear really quick. What in the world, like, first, where in the world are you, and what in the world just happened to you, man? Oh my goodness.
Well, it was this great big thing come flying in out the sky. Next thing you know, it's wind, it's lightning, it's tornadoes, thunder and lightning, and the roof gets torn off the building. And I'm not kidding.
Dude.
Oh my gosh, that was nuts.
Yeah, you remember nuts. That was nuts when the roof came off.
The roof came off. I live in Venice, Florida, which was looking to get absolutely just crushed. I expected nothing left. Just a washed out pad where the house used to be. So I fled to the opposite side of the state, as far away from that great big hurricane as I could, and took shelter in a hotel in Fort Pierce, which, if anybody saw tornado outbreaks, has heard that name dozens and dozens of times over the past 48 hours. Oh my God. I spent 3 hours in the bathroom with the cat in the crate in the bathtub with a tub of cat litter on it and my laptop typing away and just waiting for the place to get shut down or crashed down, I should say.
That is so crazy.
It was nuts. The big one that spun up that wound up killing people formed in the parking lot of the hotel. I watched it happen. We were actually in a clear zone of I'm not in any warnings, and it's this little 5 foot by 6 foot bathroom with the hot water pipes running under it in Florida, so it's swampy as all get out in there. I went outside looking around, and other side of the building, all of a sudden you see it just drop, and 20 seconds later my alert went off, and so I ran and hid again. But yeah, I watched that thing form and start moving away, like 100 yards away. Not even.
Oh my gosh, that is so crazy. I mean, only to it kind of feels a little bit from out of the frying pan and into the fire a little.
I've seen now all the damage. I'd have been better off staying at home. I'd have no power and no electricity, but I wouldn't have been worried about the building coming down from tornadoes. And then that night, because we weren't even in the storm yet, that was just those outlying bands ripping up the state. About midnight, the wind started cranking up. The transformer in the parking lot blew, and the other wing of the hotel, the roof blew off.
Oh, like the same hotel that you're at?
The same hotel. I think I put up pictures in Discord. I walk out my door. If you see that picture in Discord of the roof torn off, that's the view from my front door. I just stepped out the front door and took the picture. It's right there. It's two wings running parallel and then another one connecting them at a 90-degree angle. And that one, the roof got torn off.
Hurricane's like, you can run, but you can't hide, Ken.
No, I can't.
Man, you were clear across the other side of the state. And it's like, nope.
I couldn't have gone any further and not gotten wet. It's the Atlantic Ocean right there.
Yeah. Wow. Well, I'm so happy that we're here giggling about it, honestly, because it could have
Yeah,
gone
that's
such a
about it.
different direction, you know?
That's about it. It's survivor's guilt or whatever you want to call it, or survivor, the joy of coming out. I actually, on my microscope screen, if we get to the point where we can tolerate it, I've got a short clip of me and the other thing I was doing while I was sitting about it was recording myself in 10-minute clips. So I've got a fun little clip of what I was doing when the big one was getting ready to hit us.
There you go, Rocky. We do have like the confessionals. Are they
Yes,
bathroom confessionals?
they are. I'm sitting in the bathroom. They certainly are. I've got this great big giant suitcase that was just big enough that I could have tipped it over, and between the bathtub and the door, there was like a half-inch gap. So I could have just wedged that door shut so it wasn't flying open because it opens inward. So that I was as locked in as possibly could be. But boy, let me tell you, there were 7 tornadoes within half a mile of me.
Not okay.
Not okay, man.
Not okay. That's when you're questioning, what have I done? You know?
Yeah, really. It seemed like a good idea at the time. Boy, how many
Right?
times that line actually backfired in my face now that I think about it.
Right? Yeah. Okay, I get it. Yeah.
There weren't handcuffs involved. We're good.
Yeah, it could have been worse. Could have been worse.
Could have been worse.
Could have been handcuffs involved or something along those lines. I just had to self-edit there. Okay.
Yep.
We're still, yeah, we're still in prime time. We might have to have an after hours show at some point. You know, this is
you don't want to do that.
it was actually occurring to me since lately there's been quite a few folks going on in the late hours, like Kyle's been doing some lates and Kurt's been doing some lates, and I was like, we're creeping ever closer to being able to achieve that 24-hour, like maybe an all weekend thing, or at least a 24-hour marathon.
Oh man, we're gonna hit that point where we've got some guy in like hour 72 sitting on his flat lap crying about how much he just loves this stone. It, man. The fortifications are the best. Oh.
Right. Oh man, you aren't off the mark at all. Like a different kind of confessional, but yeah, I mean, Kurt was talking about how he had to take a day's break because he had worn the fingers, the tips of his fingers off, and I've done that recently too, and so
I've seen all those clips he keeps putting up of midnight polishing at 2 a.m. It's like, dude, Ambien, it's your friend.
Yeah. Although apparently it's an interesting culture, I'm tempted. Sometimes I'm fasting until 2 a.m. So I'm like, it might be interesting to go live just to see, what the banter is like at that hour.
Sorry, replying to a thing there. I did not know about those tornadoes until Lisa sent me a message saying you got tornado warnings running high. She's talking about it in the chat. And yeah, she definitely saved my butt.
Oh, nice.
It makes me awfully glad that I said yes when she proposed last month.
Oh, what? What? What did you just say?
I said it made me awfully glad that I said yes when she proposed last month.
Oh my gosh! Congratulations!
Watch the chat to start popping up. But yeah,
did you guys just hear what he said? These guys are engaged. No way! Woo! Okay, wait. Do you have any bells, Ken? Are you bellless?
I salvaged many things. I did not bring a bell.
Well done, though. Good noisemaker in a pinch, sir. Seems like you've done something like that before. Yeah, congratulations to you guys. We get like yeah, all y'all in the chat, we get to be like the first to offer our congratulations to this wonderful news. Obviously themselves know, but oh cool. Thanks for letting us in on it.
One or two other people.
Wow, that is so cool. Congratulations, Lisa. And I can't think of a better couple. Like, I'm so excited for you guys. Cheers to you. I'm so excited. That's awesome, you guys. There we go. Bing.
Too much.
Wait.
Let me just reach into that drink for you and stir it
Yeah,
up for you. There
right.
we go.
Thank you, Ken. Shaken, not
No
stirred, or
problem.
stirred and not
It was
shaken.
starting to settle.
Yeah. There's sediment in the cider tonight. All right. Well, yeah, everybody is
And yes,
so
good.
pleased for you guys. Wow. Wow. Like, we have like
Bear did
such...
know about it before them all.
What's that?
Bear's coming up that he knew something before everybody else did. And it's true. I said something in Mom Lombo's Mornay's premiere 2 days ago, and Bear was there when I told Mornay, and Bear was there when I said it.
Oh, I see. Okay, so some people might have had a little inkling.
Yeah,
That
we told
is so
2
awesome.
or 3 people, and that was about it, and kind of distantly. And we were looking to see if it ever came back, and it didn't. And then now, so here we are. But yeah, and guys, you know, they say the whole thing. We've actually all thought about it. Girls dream about their wedding. I'll admit it. Guys thinking about what it's going to be like getting on their knee. You have no idea what it's like to be asked. Oh my God.
Aw.
Lisa, baby, I love you so much.
Oh, this is so awesome. This is so
rocked
beautiful.
my world. You really rocked my world.
Can you tell us a little bit more about that, since we're having that warm, fuzzy moment right now?
About the proposal?
Yeah.
Well, let's see. There wasn't, candlelight or anything like that. But no, we were just talking about random things. And we always, when we're saying goodnight to each other, which we do every night extensively, and it's like lovesick teenagers, it's kind of horrible, but I love it. Actually, hold on a second. I need to go remove a dribble. Then I'll tell you. Entertain the masses. And I've got a rolling chair. This will be quick.
He's going to roll and remove a dribble because he got so verklempt. Isn't that so sweet, you guys? I can't wait to hear this story. But good on you, Lisa. I can't think, like I said, of a more awesome couple that needs to be hitched than you guys. And so, yeah, between me and you, yeah, good on you. All right, he's back.
No, we end of the night just send each other floofy gifts of, I love you gifts, blah, 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 blah. And one of them, because we can't read it half the time, it's got all these little words at the bottom that, we accidentally call each other, like, I've called her Morena, I think, once, from a gift that I chose, because you don't see the to Morena at the bottom. And one of them had the word, good night, I love you, to my husband at the bottom. And I told her, that I read that, and I know that you didn't see it, but wow, it just hit me, and wow. And we were talking and talking. And at the end of the night, she pops up, so for real, will you marry me? And it's like, you have to ask.
Oh,
but
my
we
God.
both, we're both older and been through the long-term relationships and done all that. And she honestly thought that I might not be interested in getting married. And to tell you the truth, I thought the same about her. And so the fact that she asked me was just, wow.
Yeah.
It was cool.
Oh my gosh. That is the coolest. You have my mom's blessing.
Oh, thanks, Judy.
Awesome.
Oh, yeah. And by the way, I'm a softie, so this might go bad here pretty quick.
He's gonna have tears on his microscopy. His specimens will be wet. And thank you so much for sharing that, Ken. That was an unexpected and delightful bit of new information and announcement. That was way better than any of my announcements. Right. Every time Ken comes on, he steals the show. It's the best.
Somebody sent me a walk. I need to go to that dribble removal department again here really quick.
All right.
So entertain us more, would you?
Will do. All right. Oh, there's the kitty. The kitty is over there in the background. So nice. All right. And so, like, as far as the business that we're going to attend to tonight, we could just go ahead and revel on the awesomeness of nuptials and love. And we will, but it's going to be rock love. And the rock love that we're going to present tonight, we've got Ken, who is like one incredible rock and roller. But also, yeah, he's got some specimens.
I gotta get one of these for home. This is fun.
You clearly deserve a chair that treats you right.
Well, it used to be all carpeted floors, but now it's all laminate, so I could actually go the entire length of the house.
Oh, that would be so cool if you could just like roll from your workstation to the kitchen and back, that sort of thing. Yeah. That's what you need to do.
Unplug the laptop, and I need a drink. Let's go to the kitchen. Head on back here.
Oh, there's the microscopy studio right there. Nice.
There it is. I heard you talking about the cat. Here's a close-up view. I think. There it is. Look at that tummy. Look at that tummy. It's magnificent.
I am ready for my close-up.
Mr. DeMille.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Okay, I don't know. You seem like you might be just a touch dangerous.
Oh, this has the potential to go sideways.
Yeah.
Well,
all right.
That's what padded walls are for.
Rolling chairs, duh. Yeah.
What were you thinking?
And so, so the show and tell that you are going to have a going on. What have you got up for us?
Oh, not my usual, nicely polished. I've been through them all. There's wild stuff in here. This is what I could get. It was an interesting packing trip to get here. That's just a long story. But two of the things I saved were Lisa had sent me a couple of big slices, to polish up my wet polisher to bring, and I was going to bring them back and surprise her with them when I got out there, because I'm going to be there in a week and a half, staying for 2 weeks.
Another obvious, congrats on that too. You guys get to hang out together.
Thank you. Yep. I fly out on the 22nd from here to Houston, and then Houston up to Portland, and I'll be flying back on the 5th. But she sent me 2 slices. One of them is green amygdaloidal basalt.
Or will he?
I unfortunately have to. I can't leave the cat behind forever. All my stuff's here.
Cats
all that
can
type
be
of thing.
flown.
But yeah,
cats can be flown out.
Cats can be flown. I gotta. After going through and packing all this stuff up again for the 3rd time in 2 years. Once for Ian, I just packed it all just in case. Then I had my house worked on a little bit earlier in the year, and I had to pack everything up because it was all in the room that was getting worked on. And then for this, half of it I'm not even going to unpack. I'm just going to put in boxes in the back of the closet and good enough. Get rid of a couple of my shelves and just wait.
Yeah. I was kind of I know I wasn't supposed to, but when you were talking about packing up your stuff and just maybe just driving west, I was like, yes. Yeah,
that as much as I would like to have one last cross-country driving, stop here, look for rocks, take 2 weeks to get there. It's 10 times as much as putting everything in a pod and flying there.
Yeah, so true.
And honestly, budget's a consideration. So, as much as that would be fun, and that was what I've been talking about for a year now with her. When I get out there, this is how I would prefer to come. I would prefer to come this way, but pod and flying is always an option. Now everything's pipe dream, pod and flying, and I'll be there the day I leave, and I'll just ship everything out a week before.
Yeah, and then you just unload. I mean, it's so much easier that way.
Yeah.
Agreed. For sure. And motorized office chairs.
So that'll happen. Yeah, I've got those 2. Yeah. I'm sure I can get one there. I've got those 2 slices, the salt,
all right,
and a piece of bridge lace agate that I believe Jeff sent her, if I remember correctly. And I got a couple of landscaping rocks that I picked up from right out here in front of the hotel that might be petrified wood. I don't know. One of them might be
Cool.
agatite. I actually think might be. And the other one's probably just a piece of chert, but that's all right. And right as I knew it was coming, right as I was packing the car to leave on Monday, a box of stuff I've been waiting for forever got delivered. So I just shoved it in the car. So I've got 9 sphalerite and fluorite spheres here, combination, with lots of druzy pockets. We'll be checking those out too.
So, and that was a bit of like, kind of relief amid the drama that you got your box before you left for all those spheres.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, I'm packing the car, everything I can get into it that I can get. And I had to leave so much behind that I honestly thought that I would just never see again. I honestly thought everything I drove away from was gone forever. And I was scheduled for 15 feet of storm surge. I'm 1.25 miles from the water at 20 some odd feet above sea level, 15 feet of storm surge and 25-foot waves in a manufactured home. It's flotsam and jetsam, I believe are the correct words.
Those are the words. Yes, indeed.
Those are the words.
Yeah. And
as are plateau, verata, and nickel, necktie, nectar. It's an N word.
What? Yeah, you choose. Go ahead.
And that was a good reference. I can't believe you didn't get that one.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, man, wow. Somebody out there did. I'm sure.
Working slow. Yeah. So what was overriding my mind and underutilizing the reference was that we actually got a chance to go through your town like the night of the hurricane, which was really crazy.
It was so much fun watching those guys, but I knew what they were wanted to find. I'm like, I can tell you how to get there. Like literally, I know exactly where you are. They turn off into side streets. I'm like, well, I haven't been in that neighborhood. I don't know what that is, but I know within 3 blocks where they are. I could have directed them right to where they wanted and gotten a really good view. I could have gotten them to a drawbridge over the intercoastal waterway with 2 good clear ways out. So they could have seen it come over that key island and into the intercoastal waterway and gotten out of town. But no, they wouldn't listen to me.
Well, I think that there were 75,000 people watching, and like who knows how many of those were in the chat. And so the chat was like rolling so fast they couldn't see it. But to clarify for you guys that are here now, we were watching a live stream of these guys. Actually, they were storm chasers driving through Ken's town. Like what were the odds that they would just be driving there doing a live stream?
Well, considering that was supposed to be the area hardest hit, it makes sense that a lot of people went there. But yeah, it was fun. And I'm giving Karen they're like, okay, over the drawbridge here, we got a great barbecue place on the right. The Goodwill that I go shopping at is on the left over there.
Sure enough, there it was. Here comes the Chamber of Commerce. Look at the big shark tooth. And like, oh my gosh.
Commerce has a great big shark tooth sculpture. She actually spotted it. Was that it?
Oh,
yeah, that's it.
Well, they circled back a couple times. And
pointed out to what I call the Bakery of Doom. It's this little farmer's market with this bakery of Doom. I had a 32-inch waist when I moved here. Then I found that place. I do not have 32
that's why it's the Bakery of Doom. Because I was like, wow, does that mean that they pass out food poisoning or no? They're really good.
Fantastic. It's a Mennonite place. Yeah. It's just a great big farmer's market. They've got a great deli, and then this bakery where it's just everything is fresh baked. The cinnamon rolls, I can still feel the icing coursing through my veins.
Wow, it probably still is.
It probably still is.
Awesome. All right. So we digress, and we shall digress more, I promise. But
why are we here?
I know, right? Because of your shirt, man. I got to congratulate you on that shirt. That is a phenomenal shirt.
I've been looking for a loud shirt for next time I came on. I spotted this like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, that's the proper volume for doing a live stream for
sure. A little too big, but I know where there's a bakery that'll help me make it fit.
Nice. Yeah, they got your back. All right. And so you let me know when I want to put the zoomies up. Tell me when.
Sure, go ahead and put the zoomies up.
Okay.
It's
So
not going to show anything for a quick second because it's going to be this sphere right here.
Oh,
Sphalerite and fluorite with druzy quartz. And we're going, whoops, that way. We're going into those pockets. It's not the best light. It's a hotel room. Sorry, I don't have adjustable lighting to drag around. But we're going to go into that or that druzy pocket right there, or that druzy pocket right there, or one of those druzy pockets. And I've got 8 more of them. There's only one pulled out. And then, yeah, we'll go from there.
An inquiry mind needs to know if they make cannolis.
They do make cannolis and eclairs and cheesecake and key lime pie and 12 flavors of cookies and whoopie pies and cinnamon rolls and other forms of diabetes.
Yeah. choose your poison, right?
I've chosen all of them, and I chose wisely.
Okay.
Actually, there was one that wasn't so great. The blueberry cream cheese swirl bars.
That is
kind of bland.
That's amazing because that would have been a selection that I would have made and.
Oh yeah, I was like, that's great right there. And there's
going to be good.
Some lemon zest that helped.
Ah, they need you.
They
clearly. All right, and so are you ready for me to pop this up?
I'm there.
All right. Oh, you're there.
I'm there.
And now it's there. Boom, baby. Let's see if I can.
It was there.
Nope.
Now I don't see it. Oh,
it's still there. It's still there. I'm just trying to configure this so that it's maximized.
There it is.
Oh,
there it was.
It won't let me make it the star.
Yay!
Well, this is sort of the star, but like usually I can full screen and it won't let me do it.
Yep. Oh, there you go.
That's kind of there. That's there enough.
Okay.
All right. So you were talking about a blueberry.
It's on the screen. We can see it.
That looks like the blueberry with lemon zest a little, actually, to me. Very nice.
Sorry, I've got a lag between I've actually got a lag between when I turn it and when I see it on the screen now, so I'm really getting messed up.
Oh yeah. There's going to be about 10 seconds
in the center there. Okay, I can see it. Let's get this. I don't know if that is an inclusion of something or just a piece of debris that wound up down in there. And I don't have my little pointy thing to find out. That wasn't something.
You don't have a zip tie with you? Wasn't that your pointy thing last time?
I got nothing. Oh wait. Yes, I do.
He does.
Because I keep all my extra my cords wrapped up when I'm packing them away, so I can pack them away neater because I'm that type of old guy now. And I do have the little twist tie that held these cords together. So yeah, there's a little. I mean, I still don't have anything stiff enough to poke at it with. There's a little green dot down in there, and I don't know what it is.
Nice guess, blind squirrel. I'm a fan.
Yeah. Not a good workable tool. Oh well. All right, I'm going to actually pan this back a little bit so we can get a better view of the whole thing, and we'll zoom in. So yeah, that's what we're going.
Yeah, that's lovely.
Fluorite in quartz. You can see all those nice deep little pockets down in there.
I love how icy that is. Everything's got like a.
Pull it out right now. It'll be a little out of focus because it's a bit smaller.
Everything's got a crystal structure.
It's got a through and through. I don't know if I can get it to go all the way. No, not with something behind it, but this one's got. My homemade rings out of tinfoil.
Yeah, nice MacGyver.
So yeah, this is the one we'll go driving around on. The purple is all fluorite. The rest is sphalerite, and then all these little fun little druzy pockets. So let's.
I know that's driving a Rocky Mountain Bear crazy. That little mint tic tac in there. Because my eye keeps on picking it up too. That's funny. Oh, Wild Heart is wondering if that's tumbling medium. And Willow Rocks feels like it looks like an unknown purple rock that they have. That's a nice close up. Oh, we just lost Ken. I noticed it was kind of quiet. And so hopefully he'll be able to pop back in, but we still have his camera. And Resort Dog, this is very, very smart. Napkin rings for placing your spheres on. Very, very good specimen holders. Well done. And caps and leftover parts from rolls of tape to hold spheres is another really super good hack. Very nice. And scouring the Mindat or Mindat as I watch and listen. I totally hear that. Yeah, we lost him, but we kept the rock. Now we want them both, Lisa. You can spare him for a little bit. But yeah, he must be having technical difficulties on the side of his I believe he was either using, I think he's using a phone for the face cam and his computer for the microscope cam, but he sure did leave us with an absolutely gorgeous view into the through and through that he was trying to show us on this fabulous fluorite and quartz sphere that he's got here for us. And no, Resort Dog, you really don't want all your balls rolling off the tables. By all means, absolutely not. And Willow is talking about mine came from the Cripple Creek, Colorado area. From a buddy who lives out that way. And boy, I just heard about that mining accident that they had. I guess there's a mine out there that the elevator malfunctioned, and some folks that were going to a gold mine, folks that were going to check it out got trapped, which is kind of crazy. And hopefully they are out by this time. And Cindy's got a hack here. I buy the dollar store wooden napkin rings for my sphere holders. And that is like, again, that napkin ring idea is absolute genius mode. So good on you guys. And Ken is actually now here in the chat. Sorry, difficulties right now. And so yeah, we will be awaiting your re-arrival, kind sir. No worries. And Blind Squirrel Rock says that it's an occupational hazard, Resort Dog, and he's referring to the balls rolling off of the table. It is a terrible thing. And turning a stand on the lathe for spheres. Well, Willow Rocks, I think that a lot of people are interested actually in sphere stands. And so, if some folks were making cool kind of unique sphere stands, I'll bet you anything, folks in the community would be interested in picking some of those up. And old coin rings that weren't good enough to sell or give away hold Rocky Mountain Bears spheres. I love that. This is great. We're getting some great group wise on what to use for your sphere stand. Fantastic. And fingerprints on crystal faces is nothing that we ever love seeing. And the napkin rings. Fantastic. Yes, definitely. And Rocky Mountain Bear thinks that you should have stayed at a Holiday Inn Express. So, what we're gonna do really quick while Ken's one camera is still fully functional, and so we're gonna. Oh, he just is coming back just in the nick of time. This is fantastic. Are you ready? Are you back? Are you here?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes. Can you hear us?
Are you there?
You're here. You're here.
I can't hear anything.
He can't hear us. Oh no. We're here. Aw.
Hello.
Crown
Hello.
Royal
Hello.
bags. You're here. Oh, yeah. We can hear. You can. Oh dear. Okay, so what we're gonna do while he's getting that sorted out is I'm gonna go ahead and bring this guy onto the stage. And you can see that his sphere is still in the picture. And when he returns, we'll go ahead and have him rejoin. Let me see if I can do that. Yeah. And so this here is actually the Blind Squirrel Rocks coral that we were checking out together. Yesterday we were actually polishing this very guy, and he was in our thumbnail. Let me pan out just a little bit so that you guys can kind of see where we're at. That is like the belly button, though. I absolutely love that view of this coral. And if you didn't see any of it, then what this is a horn coral that I cut right in half, and I got the the perfect cross section view of this guy. And right now we're probably looking at it at about 15x, and taking a little tour around its cellular structure. And you can see this like radial pattern of the cell structure is so incredibly mineralized. It's truly amazing. And those colors actually are underwhelming. Like the bright light of the camera of the microscope actually doesn't do them justice. We have Mr. Ken back from well, I think he's actually now attacking his cat. So he's somewhat back. But yeah, the cell structure was so nicely permineralized here that we got you, Ken. You're here. Can you hear us? Can you hear us? Ken, can you hear us?
You go in and start deleting stuff to try to make it fun better.
Oh, perhaps not. And so, anyways, we'll have to we'll get back to Ken here in a moment, and we are going to check out. Whoops, there. I'm gonna make that guy bigger. As we go around, you can see that several of these cell structure dudes are vuggy and filled with druzy. And so the little ways that this decided to permineralize and select, some of these bugs to actually put the quartz crystal in absolutely blew my mind. And so we're going to go ahead, and if you were here at the very beginning, you saw this part of the piece magnified. I did this a little earlier this afternoon, checking it out. I just polished this. This came off the DOPS like hours ago. And I just fast tracked it so that I could share this with you. But all the places that you see sparkle are actually druzy. And so this thing like just is radiant. And I love this little belly button guy right here. And you kind of have to wonder if anybody is like up on horn coral anatomy, what um what even this represents, because obviously it's like it's kind of got like an inlet, and then it goes into the center of the structure. But I was thinking what a super cool feature. And so we were just kind of concentrating on that for our intro, um and getting closer and closer until we got to the 40x. But you can see how sparkly this is, and that little square ended up actually even having a druzy center. And so I just the closer I got, the more incredible. And then also I'm going to see if I can't get you guys the actual contrast in the way that it's fortified. It looks like it fortified almost like um yeah, you're actually able to see it if I stop rocking it. It is finally the structure looks like a snowflake or something around that pocket of druzy. It's subtle, and I can boost the contrast if we wanted, but it is amazing. And so let's get you in just a little bit closer. And I mean, you can see like well now as we're coming in this close, the different values of the quartz druzy. There on the left hand side, we have another quartz vug with like the agate round and druzy center, that has like a little halo like a snowflake. And then this guy too. And so I'm going to go ahead and get this into focus. And then it looks like we're going to be able to bring back Ken. So I was just killing some time while he was getting that sorted out. There we go. Look at that. Can you see the tiny subtle, the radiant patterning around that druzy vug? And then you can see around it, it almost looks like when you pave set glimmering stones in a ring or something like that. Like it's surrounded by diamonds or cubic zirconia and that sort of thing. And so we can just get a little bit closer, and it's going to get darker because I don't have the square up that gives us the auto exposure. But what a wonderful little icy vug we have there. And yes, this particular horn coral is polished. I polished this afternoon so that we'd be able to do this particular viewing this evening. And we do have Ken and his stone back. So I'm going to bring us back, and Ken's here. And there we go. Can you hear us? Ken, are you with us?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
We can hear you too. It's all good. And so go
I
ahead.
don't know what happened. The one that I'm doing this part on right here, the me stream went into lag from hell all of a sudden. Everything shut down. Sorry, there's no internet available. Yes, there is. I can see it.
Bummer.
Quick restart, some opening, some closing, some swearing, some self-flagellation. Yeah, life's good. Here I am.
Nice.
That's you, Rock. That was pretty. I didn't really get a chance to see it much. I was too busy swearing at machinery.
Oh yeah, no worries. We're glad to get you back here. And so yeah, where were you? We were looking at a through and through on this thing.
That's actually the other one. I've got two spears out in pockets. The second one, this one here, has got a through and through. I don't know if we
Gotcha.
can be able to see it with no backlight going, but that right there, get it down to, actually I'll pull it up to, yeah, you can still see me on that computer. That's this one right here. Good enough. That pocket there goes all the way through to the right. Is it that one, or there's two pockets back there? I think it's that one it goes all the way through to, which is just
Wow.
awesome. I noticed it right before coming on.
Look at those crystals.
There we go. I'm looking through it right now on my screen.
Wait, hold on. There we go.
There we go. I can see through.
Yep, we can
There
see
you
you too. Nice.
Yeah. So that one was kind of a cool discovery. But yeah, this one's in focus. It's the great thing when you pick it up and put it down and it was already in focus. It's in focus when you put it back. It's like magic.
It is. It's truly magic.
Stay focused in the exact same spot.
We love that when that happens.
Doesn't
Properly.
always.
No.
We'll pick it up and, oh, geez, I bumped it while I was moving away. And now I'm going to have to redo everything.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Countless times.
Like when I was, the first time I came on for the MicrOzone and I had that little tiny 1.5 millimeter opal cabochon. I was trying to get it for that little Aurora show at the end, and right as I'm getting, okay, go, and I bumped the tray. It's on. Oh, jeez.
Yeah. Wah, wah. Oh my gosh. Well, it always seems like it's right when I find something that I really want to look at. Like it, yeah, especially when it's really, really small, like full power. And I find some tiny little foraminifera that is like, less than a millimeter. And, you bump it, is gone, like gone forever. Yeah. And it's gone.
Yeah, I've got a spot in those two. I am now, and I'm saying that two people who are vastly more knowledgeable than I am are wrong. I'm pretty sure they actually are fulgurite things that I found down at the beach. Both two people that have not actually seen them or seen the strata they came from said, that's probably one of them, Patrick, the other one, Aiden. Those guys both know way more than I do. That's probably a sedimentary thing. Those actually are lightning glass. There's this one little tiny bone fragment in one that I found once, and I cannot find it again. It was so cool.
No way.
Yeah,
all right. Well, obviously, yeah, you need to spend more time.
And I will make my case. And once I've made my case, if either one of those experts tell me I'm wrong, I am definitely wrong, 100%. But I'm not. Until they tell me I am again, then I am, but I'm not.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, here's these spheres. They're just got all sorts of cool druzy pockets. I haven't really looked in them at all. This one I kind of explored a little bit because there were some good looking chunks. I wasn't sure if they were actually fluorite crystals or just encrusted quartzes. And there's a couple little spots in this one and another that fluoresce a nice cherry red.
Oh, nice.
These all fluoresce really good. Yeah, these all fluoresce really good. And a couple of them have some great phosphorescence, like 7 or 8 seconds of lingering color.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, kind of explore these. Like there's that little thing that I saw when I first put it on. And I honestly don't know if it's just a piece of debris that's caught in there. Get a little closer. Or if that's a fun little micro mineral.
That's what the I can't remember who made the suggestion. Maybe it was Willow, that it was maybe some tumbling grit or whatever. Medium. Tumbling medium?
Medium.
Yeah.
It's a medium media. Not the small, the large, but the medium media.
The medium, yeah.
Or a large
psychic piece of media being a medium.
There we go. I got a largia, a smallia, and a medium media. What do you want to do? Hey, forget about it.
Forget about it.
That's really looking like something that just fell in. But if it's a sphere, I would think they were using cups, and there's no actual media involved with that. That's just the diamond pad cup. So I think it's just some sort of something fell in there. I don't think that's a mineral that I've discovered inside of it. So we'll ignore that and look at all the cool little druzy colors.
Pay no attention to the alien in the room.
To the blob behind the druzy.
Yeah.
Pay no attention to the blob behind the druzy. Let's look at the druzy on the actual blobs we want to see. Like these cool little druzy crystals all over the fluorite. You can't focus in on all of it at once, but it just gets so pretty. I haven't looked at this yet. That's a little, I think it's botryoidal fluorite in there. The purple is fluorite, and that kind of looks bubbly to me.
Yeah.
And yeah, sorry, I got 3 screens I can see it on. Look at the small one, the medium one, or the large one. Actually, if I pan back out a little bit, we might be able to get a bit better of a view on that.
Wow, that's really pretty. Nice ice cave.
Very body look to it down towards that bottom right there. That almost looks like a bubble right there. So I almost want to say that I know the purple is fluorite. I know the quartz is quartz, obviously. I want to say that's botryoidal fluorite, which would be just awesome. And I have found cubes of it in there. That could just be. I was going to ask you,
how unusual is that type of thing? Like,
I don't know. I never had these before.
Okay.
I honestly, fluorite's one of those minerals that, you get the pretty little piece and it's all sparkly and dark and you put it on your shelf and it's just doesn't have the name recognition that people go back to. So when I saw this bundle, I'm like, hey, I'll take that because they're pretty and they get all the druzy stuff. And I love spheres. Spheres are one of my favorite shapes for worked stone.
Uh-huh.
So I was like, yeah, and you saw what I got them for.
Yeah, a steel.
And a steel in 20. The second smallest one actually had a price tag on it for $20.
Oh, wow.
Now, granted, that's the price tag they put on it just because that's what people are asking for. It doesn't mean that's what it'll go for. But honestly, I'd have paid for it. If I saw that in a rock shop and I was in the market, I'm like, yeah, $20, it's not bad.
No.
It's not bad. I'd pay that.
Super good.
So, yeah, I'm pretty happy with this bundle.
Yeah, I would be.
Yeah, there's no great, big mossy caverns to go flying through or any stuff like that, but it's just small and sparkly and purple. And the love of my life likes purple, so that's why I got them. This one is actually hers. So it was the first one I opened.
Oh, that's nice.
This was the very first one I opened right here. Let's go to that side. There's our purple stuff again. Actually, this big, I'm going to pull it back up to my main me screen. That big vug right, whoops, wrong way, Ken. That big vug right there all the way across. There's a bridge there, and there's open space underneath. So that's actually a through and through from there to there with that little bit of bridge, which is kind of cool.
It's like a livestock bridge.
Yeah. Or one of those the game passages where they, for bighorn sheep or toads. I love the fact there's frogs.
That's what I mean.
I love frog crossings. Oh, yeah. Those are the best things ever. Where I grew up in New Hampshire in the springtime, we would, I remember being in the backseat of my parents' car and we'd come around the corner by this brook and there would literally be tens of thousands of frogs hopping across the road. And it was like, got no choice. Only road in. Squishity, squishity, squish.
Oh, and yeah.
I hate that.
Yeah, but same with the tarantulas. Like when the tarantulas are doing their thing, it's kind of, there's like, it's something out of a horror movie for some people.
Oh.
Yeah.
I went to my job training when I was in the Army at Fort Sam Houston in San Antonio. And I woke up one morning and I thought my bunkmates were playing a joke on me or something. There was something on my face and then it moved and 2 legs went into my mouth.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
No.
I was on the top bunk. I broke my own nose getting it off.
No way.
I went that way. I launched myself that way. Stuck the landing, landed on my feet. I'm great at that in bad situations. Like when my second accident, when everything got broken up and everything, I was 12 feet off the ground and got knocked off. I nailed the landing. One-legged. One-legged. I nailed that landing.
Even the Russian judges gave him a 10, guys.
No, I was a 7.5, but you take it. I had to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 broken bones, a torn off tendon, and a nerve that had gotten folded up somehow and all that. And I punched through, it was a parade float. I punched through a hammock with 1 foot and I stuck the landing.
Whoa.
And there's a picture of me in midair. I've got it somewhere as I'm like falling off of this thing.
That's crazy.
That was, yeah, I'm good at sticking the landing. And maybe several pieces, here, there, and the other place, but 1 foot is on the ground and the torso's upright.
Mission accomplished. And spider's not in the mouth,
But yeah, so I hit that spider off and I went off the top bunk the opposite direction, stuck the landing, and I'm sitting there going, oh my God. It's like, Gerard, what's wrong with you? And I pointed, like, that thing was on my face, and everybody backed up a step.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was justified.
So, and it obviously gave you superhuman powers. Like you got to be a superhero. Oh, you already had.
Already had them.
Of course.
Just accidentally let it show that one time.
You were outed. You didn't even like duck into your phone booth or anything.
No. I don't use a phone booth.
No.
I have a twist tie.
Twist tie, man. Twist tie, man.
The right way and poof.
All right,
I'm talking about rocks or something.
Yeah. I'm going to be waiting for the movie now. Who's playing Ken in the movie? Everybody.
Jonah Hill.
I'm sure everybody agrees.
Kate Blanchett, she's got range.
Nice. That was
a beautiful. Be bad with Oprah, or
You
get a rock. You get a rock. Everybody gets a rock.
Generous of you, exceedingly generous. Owen Wilson. That's a good one.
Oh God.
Owen Wilson plays Ken.
Honestly, I want Jeff Bridges.
Jeff Bridges. All right. Yeah.
I could go with Jeff Bridges, man. You're my guy.
Sweet ass. So, do you have more in your rock pocket for the MicrOzone? Okay.
Yeah, let's get rid of the spheres. The Jersey pockets are fun. Here's one I haven't looked at all. Is Lisa still in the chat? I don't have that open right now. I think that the having 2 streams open in that one window is what was causing the lag. If she is, this is that piece of graveyard point agate she sent me to have polished. I'm pretty sure Jeff sent her this. I just want to double check before I say that out loud and say that, yeah, Jeff sent this. But I haven't looked at this at all. This is graveyard point agate. This is new to me.
All right.
I think fortification pocket. Let's find out, shall we?
Yes. Good evening, Kurt. Good to see you. Welcome in.
Actually, this one I can get.
And Lisa is still here. She is saying hi.
I see that. I see a hi, Kurt. Yep. Beautiful. Yeah, I think Jeff gave her these. Sorry, I don't have my external light, which I've usually got hooked up to this. Let me see about brightening this up a touch. There we go. So yeah, let's explore some graveyard point agate. And let's look actually right there. Oh, that's where I wanted to look. And isn't that so nice? Look at that. Let's just go right on in down there. How far up am I? I got a bunch of room.
Are you sure this is graveyard?
Haunted Ridge. Sorry. Haunted Ridge. Haunted Ridge.
Yeah. Like that. But that looks very, very Haunted Ridge. Absolutely.
Yeah, sorry. They're both spooky places in my mind. Graveyards and hauntings. And
right? Oh, that is fantastic. I love the cloudscape that is.
Oh, these are the ones she bought from Theo.
There you go.
So I'm taking it then that Theo cut this. Sound right?
Could be.
So yeah, there it is. Yeah. Haunted Ridge, not Graveyard Point. And I've always been worried about confusing those two, and I never have until tonight. And just, yeah.
Well,
I blame the gas
you've got
station.
an understanding crowd here. Yeah, blame the gas station.
I blame the gas station.
Sign currents to you.
Sign current. Yeah, and if things actually, I'm surprised it's been so calm. I'm in a hotel in between two highways at a truck stop gas station. It gets a little noisy out there. I'm honestly a little bit surprised we haven't heard an interruption yet. But if that happens.
Margaret Cho has a super quick tangent that I'm going to address. Do the tarantulas run fast when they're catching them, or wait for them to wander close and ambush? And I'm not sure what. Go ahead.
I think it's some of each. Like some run and catch, some wait and ambush, right?
For sure. And they do run freaking fast.
Yeah.
So they can run fast. That's not always how they hunt, but dang, it does give you an uneasy feeling to see how quickly they can get places.
Yeah.
You just don't expect those. They're so like gentle and cool, and they lurch along, like kind of like a tired puppy or something like that, bebopping along. But I have seen them have wheels. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. The problem is it's all the nature channels. They, take the shots of them sitting there and walking along slowly. So you think that's all they can do. Same with gators. You ever seen a gator charge you at 35 miles an hour? Not cool.
Not cool.
Not cool.
Not at all cool, guys.
The one that is surprisingly, it's like one of the ones that actually scares me. But as long as you're 4 feet away, you're good no matter what. Coral snakes.
Oh, yeah.
They're like an epileptic gummy worm. They do not move.
That is the perfect descriptor.
They just,
you got to crack that out tonight.
I'm good. I'm 3 inches away. It can't get me. I don't see how those things survived. Yeah. They're a lot smaller than you think they are, too. Mm-hmm. Those are a tiny snake.
Yeah, they were saying that up at the opal mines, they find rubber boas, and I wanted to see one so bad because they're like that, They're
so
basically
cool.
Yeah, they're animated gummy worms. I mean, they're amazing.
Are burrowing, right?
Yeah, they do all kinds of things, and I was burrowing too at the time, and so I thought surely I was going to come across a rubber boa, and so I have to go back until I find one.
That would be so cool.
Wouldn't it? All right, I'm going to do it for all y'all. All right.
That would be so cool.
That's a nice close-up, sir.
It is. I'm making sure I got a really good focus. There we go. I think there's a good focus. Oh, I lost it. Oh, it was there again. Oh,
that's totally what I do. Yeah, I breathe the wrong way and the focus goes away.
Yeah, especially sitting on this table, it's a little bit wobbly. I bump it and things go wonky in all sorts of directions. Boom. Yeah, I love this rock here. I'm sorry I haven't actually taken a... Oh, look at that little spot right there. Are those little cross-section crystals?
I don't know. I think like one of the things that happens when you move is like it discombobulates the pixels, but then they settle. And so now everybody's going to have a chance to look at it.
Yeah. Plus, I don't have my usual carpet tile things with the poster tack. I've just got it on a washcloth. And it's got little, ups and downs, so it doesn't. Everything isn't perfectly level and in focus. Plus, this is an unpolished stone, and I forgot to do this. Put a little bit of water on there.
Yeah, what's interesting about that is that it definitely suppresses the angles of the crystals. So, we see the crystals less, but we're seeing a little bit more of the stratification, of the fortification, which is really cool.
Well, we shouldn't really be seeing crystals on this because it is a cut slice. And I have hit it up to only up to 400, but there shouldn't be, those raised ridges.
The crystals being like the facets of the crystals that are in the flatness of the slice.
Yeah,
because you can see them like throwing light.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Creamsicle. Absolutely. Margaret, you nailed it. I want to eat that.
Who says creamsicle? I love creamsicle.
Creamsicle
I
sounds
haven't had a
very
creamsicle in
good.
forever. Those things are great.
I know, me too. Anything that's
That's one of those
creamsicle
things that,
flavored,
like,
I'm on it. Go ahead.
yeah, that's one of those things that as like a young to mid-age adult, you stop eating because that's old people food, like custards.
Is it?
Custards are good.
Yeah.
That's what my grandma had, my grandpa.
Oh,
So when you're 30, you're not eating custards.
I don't have any presuppositions about anything like that. I've never held that against anything sweet.
Yeah, there is that. It's not a custard, it's a creme brulee or a pot de creme.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Sign me up, sir.
Oh, dude, since we're going to talk that.
Yeah.
One of my best off-the-cuff creations, chocolate espresso pot de creme with a homemade Bailey's ice cream.
Dude, stop it. Stop it. Because you're hitting like, that's my weak place.
I took some dark chocolate and I shaved it on top of it. I mean, made some nice fresh whipped cream, did the dollop on top of that, and served it in great big coffee cups, like, the boho coffee house ones. Oh, ouch. My God, that was amazing.
So can you make that when you come to Oregon?
Yeah. I need the right things to cook it in and the ingredients. And I mean, it's been 20 years. And that literally, it was one like off the top of my head. I took a creme brulee recipe or a pot de creme recipe and subbed out some of the liquid with some espresso and had to do some other funky math. But
oh my gosh, that sounds so good. And Patricia, we're so sorry about that. Why don't you have dreams about pot de creme and creme brulees instead with homemade whipped cream? Because that would be good. That would be better. And Ken is not
the other great thing. Yeah, Texas was bad because of that. But you know what else was cool about Texas? Great big fluffy bunnies. They were everywhere. They went bouncing, 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 little fluffy bunnies. And they were good. And they ran alongside some sheep and some cows that went moo and baa.
Right, Melissa? I totally need that pot de creme in my life right now.
They towered over those creepy crawly things. There was nothing to think about there. It was all fluffy bunnies and poofy sheeps. You're good.
Well, thank you. You made it all better. You made it all better just now with that. Yeah.
No, now she's got the vision of like 8-legged sheep coming at her going moo.
Right out of like the Toy Story and yeah. Strange amalgamated scary creatures. Sorry. You might need to stay up and watch something like really wholesome for a half an hour.
Go watch Babe like 3 times.
No, that's too much. There's darkness to that one too. Like, did you see that last one that they did? That was terrible.
I've only seen like the first one, then I saw the second, and then they started making more. And that's when part 3 of pretty much anything comes out, unless it's really good, I'm done.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially when they start making them that quick. Like say, there's a new Alien movie out, I'll go watch that at some point, but I didn't go see it in the theaters.
Yeah, I had a kid at the time, and like he liked Babe 1, which I also liked. And then like they just got darker and darker. I was like, why do you do this to children? Like he had PTSD after, I'm like, not
like
cool.
Ice Age. The first one was good. Second one, yeah. It's trying to. And what were those? The great ones from when we were like in our 20s. Land Before Time.
Uh-huh.
Those were awesome. The first one with Petrie, I flied. Nope, I falled. And then there's like part 27.
Oh my gosh, yeah. And again, if you had a kid, then you probably watched all of them way too many times. And the games, like they had the Land Before Time.
I can still sing the Dora the Explorer.
Yeah, that.
Oh gosh, it was the first one was so good. We're like 20 and we're loving it. But part 27 came out and that was it. We were done. There we go. A little bit of focus.
Okay. Lisa's got some info here. Haunted Ridge agate is ab agate that filled in deteriorated stromatolites. All of that area was a cyanobacterial mat. And yeah, that was one of the things. If you guys remember Dustin Loves Rocks, he's like a superstar of the Haunted Ridge area as far as YouTube goes. And he was talking about how the material there is fossil, and that was actually the first that I had known about that, and it absolutely blew my socks off. Such amazing material. So thank you so much for that, Lisa. It's awesome to know where this wildness comes from.
Yeah, that's so cool. I mean, what is that, like 750 million years old when those stromatolites were running around? And think about how many things that happened to them between it, because they've got all that marcasite on them, or all the limonite, I should say, which is the decomposed marcasite. And every time they start talking about that and they show the big piece with like the great big coating of limonite, and it's like, oh, too bad it's all. I think of that and I picture it in my mind. Imagine what that looked like when it was marcasite and it was just covered in just golden crystals instead of this rust. Because that used to be just covered in gold. That must have looked so cool. And is there some more of that 2,000 feet down?
Yes.
That hasn't turned into that yet.
Yes, there is, Ken.
Oh, God.
There is. I mean, just under like Oregon alone, you have to wonder what's underneath the basalt. Because we were so volcanic, with the hot spot rolling through, and we see so much that is on the surface in areas that didn't get covered with basalt, like McDermott and the Virgin Valley with all the opals and all that kind of stuff. That what in the world is hanging out underneath those big basalt flows? You want?
And I've seen stuff for here in Florida that half a mile down, same stuff, and it's the right type of area that should have like all the emeralds and that stuff in it, like they've got up in the Carolinas, like all those Carolina emeralds around like hiddenite and stuff like that. A mile straight down under my feet, they're there. Who's got the time to dig?
Right. Yeah. Until we figure out that, emeralds are good for powering cars or something. I don't think that the research is going to be there. Not that I want to go there or anything, guys. Sorry.
No. Yeah. Oh, God. Yeah. Don't get me on that one. Look at the pretty rocks.
Right. Back to the pretty rocks and the spiders.
The pretty rocks.
Yeah.
Look out. There's a spider.
Yeah. No, these are really, really cool. The Haunted Ridge stuff is so unique as far as like each even piece, you can tell it's got a signature, but each piece is really different as far as the color range that it affords, what minerals were present and what valences they had, and then also the different patterns that they set up in. I've had a few different people send me the material, and like they're all different. You can tell that they're from Haunted Ridge, but they are super interesting.
When I opened up this one, I didn't think it was from Haunted Ridge. She didn't tell me where it was from at first. You say, I'm sending you a couple slices, and I didn't know what they were. And you can see through it. I thought all that Haunted Ridge agate was opaque, like that white stuff. I mean, light will pass through it, but this is more like see-through.
It's
not
gemmy.
Just light passes through it. You can see through it. I didn't expect that out of it.
Super gemmy. In fact, one of the pieces that I was doing for the live stream yesterday was some Haunted Ridge that Dustin sent me, and it's in all of the golden hues and red hues, and that's like the whole piece is translucent. Like there isn't even
6-inch slice, 6x2 probably, give or take, and most of it you can see right through it. Some of the color, like these dark bands here. Whoops, that was too far. Those won't pass light, but everything else around it will. Like all that, you can see right through it.
So fantastic, different layering. You have to imagine, not only the stromatolites story, but also the different colors for the permineralizations. So what was the story on, what kind of like hydrothermic or the event that was issuing the minerals to color the bands all the different colors. I mean, it's so exciting to kind of think about that bit of the fact that we're looking at the diary of time here, what story is it telling? It's so cool to think about that.
And speaking of which, if I go just a hair to the left here, there's a little vug with all sorts of mineralization going on inside of it. And I'm going to back out a little bit and refocus. That screams hydrothermal right there. And then some sort of sediment coming in on top of it.
Yeah.
Focus. Pow. There.
Yeah. So look at those crystals, you know.
And those are not any sort of silicate. There's got to be a calcite or maybe a barite that they find there. Because if you look at that notch in the right corner, right there, that kind of looks a little squarish. I'm seeing. Don't
Twist
laugh at my
guy.
Don't laugh at my point.
It's all the things you ever need.
It is. It was your suggestion. You can't laugh at me.
I like where you stash your magic wand. Baha.
Everybody's got their secret stash.
Yes, exactly.
You got the real one and the ones that people don't know about.
Nice. Yes. Maniacal laughter while twisting stash.
Yeah. I can't do a maniacal laughter anymore.
So, Willow is saying the white stuff is crazy looking, and you have to think that there was not only the actual formation of these crystals, but there's the possible degradation of these crystals too. Was there acid present? Did something etch them down? Because that's kind of what this looks like to me. Actually, is that there was probably something caustic that was also eating these guys down. Not just. Right. Not just an erosionary factor, or you could call it erosion, but it wouldn't be like, something that was happening because of, say, like wind or just water. It looks very corrosive, and that is exciting. I love taking pages out of the diaries of the rocks and figuring out what their stories are telling us.
Yeah, this was, there's no way it was wind and water. This was a little pocket inside of a solid chunk of rock with no exposure to the outside elements. Something else, when it was forming, hot gases coming in. And something happened there. Something hot, something fun.
Something hot, something fun. It was a good party, you guys. So Willow is asking, how does it get frozen in time like that? And you actually just explained that with your pocket explanation. There's so many events that seal things, like a basalt. There might be an exposure that gets sealed by yet another volcanic experience or a sedimentary experience or a hydrothermic thing.
Yeah. It's how a lot of those petrified woods happen. Those logs were knocked down. They got covered in volcanic ash and sealed off from all oxygen and anything that could carry bacteria to go in and eat that wood. And then over thousands and thousands of millions of years, the water with all the silica is seeping down through that ash and soaking into where the wood was, and it just replaces that mineral. And that's why we still get the pet wood, is because they were sealed away from absolutely everything. Nothing could degrade them. It's just what the water could carry in over millennia.
Yeah, exactly. And so
that's why a lot of the pet wood you see looks like it's a squished log. It is. It was a log that was laying down, got covered in ash, and the ash kind of smushed it together, and that's what you got left.
Yeah. There's a really interesting illustration recently about how, all of the trees that got knocked down in the St. Helens eruption, and they all floated around in the lake, their Spirit Lake, and then they get compressed in the bog. And so you hear about bog woods that are petrified woods as well. And so they might not necessarily have as much to do with like an ash compression or a lahar compression as they do, they actually like went down and settled in the bottom of a lake. I think Virgin Valley fits that description. And you get these like the opalized petrified woods there
Yep.
because of the situation of either the ashfall or a bog situation compressing
Something that
and
cut them off from oxygen, an anaerobic environment. That's
yeah.
how pyrite crystals form when they form in water. They form in an area without an oxygen exposure, in oxygen poor water. When the hydrothermal stuff comes in there and deposits those iron sulfides, because there's no oxygen for that to react to, that's when the pyrite crystals start forming.
So fascinating. And so yeah, and you've got formation without oxidation, you know.
Yeah. If there was oxygen there, the Fe2SO4 iron sulfide, Lewis' friend, wouldn't be able to form because the oxygen molecules in the water would have bonded with that sulfur, created some other thing, and the sulfur would have let off some oxygen, taken on some oxygen. It would have formed with something else, and that chemistry was years and years ago. But something along that line.
But it's still there.
I remember how it happened. I just don't remember the details, man.
Oh my gosh. And I love this too. The petrified walnut trees up in the Arctic that look perfectly untouched by anything. Yeah, exactly. And so, you know, a lot of times people ask like, why do so many of the petrified woods, why are they, in some areas, they're actually bald? And that's really a cool question because you know, in a volcanic event, a lot of times there's the lahar, which is like a mudslide type event. When you have, you know, say the snow being all melted off of a high volcano top, and all of the trees get balled down because they all are falling and tumbling and gushing through a big water event before they actually get compacted, where you have like a different preservation when you have a petrified tree that falls in sedimentary and gets petrified in situ, where they don't have any kind of cataclysmic situation happening around them. So they tell a huge story, you know, in and of themselves, when they don't have any bark, when they don't have any limbs to them. Like they've got these petrified trees that have 0 limbs.
Yep.
It's just one single right pole of a tree. And so it's really interesting to be able to take those pieces of the mystery, the clues, and put it together.
Yeah. I wonder what they would have thought, you know, 10,000 years or so from now, had they fallen and petrified, if they'd have found the Tunguska trees all spreading out in a radiant like that, all stripped of everything. You know, what conclusion would they have come to finding that?
Oh, right. That is a good question. And, you know, someday
Giant
they
space
probably
beavers.
will. Yeah, right. Giant space beavers. that coursed out equidistant from a center position, like they were very very structured in their civilization.
Bella Fleck's going to make a new album. Ladies and gentlemen, the beaver has landed.
There you go. I want to hear that. Actually, that would be great.
When I lived in Olympia, that's where he was from, in Olympia, Washington. Every once in a while, he'd wake up in the morning here. Oh, Bella's playing down at the band shell for free. And so he'd get to cruise on down, and he'd be sitting there with one other person just playing away for a while, and he'd get up and walk away. It's not like an actual concert, but it's Bella Fleck. You go watch if you can.
Yeah. Those of you who don't know, go ahead and search after we're done here, or you can put it on for a while. We're still looking at this stuff because it's darn cool stuff.
Yeah, the beaver reference was into his song "Flight of the Cosmic Hippo." Ladies and gentlemen, the hippo. Off the album UFO Tofu.
Nice. And
while we were chatting, I actually was semi-productive and panned out a little bit so we could get a wider view of this thing. We are here for the rocks after all.
Were we doing something?
Telefunkic banjo players And I'm sorry, as awesome as he is, Steve Martin did not deserve banjo ambassador from the United States. Bella Fleck got it. It was politics. He was robbed.
Yeah, Bella is awesome. I do love Steve Martin, though. I have to
Steve
admit,
Martin's
I
amazing.
love him and
Oh my
his
God.
banjoing, and the fact that he's brought up so many young people, like grabbed their hand and gone like, look, let's play together just to give you some listen. He's really given a lot of people a hand up. I love that.
He's amazing.
Yeah,
he is absolutely amazing.
Yeah,
still Bella got robbed.
Bella got robbed, but Steve Martin, he's awesome. He does a lot for the banjo and art community, so I'll wave his banner as well.
Yeah. Justice for Bella.
All right, we might have like some like ketchup and mustard words later on this one.
Don't make me bust out Victor Wooten.
No.
Not the Wooten. So yeah, here's that Haunted Ridge Rock we've been looking at while we just babble inanely about random banjo musicians.
Like Resort Dog is bringing us back in, though. I love it. Giant beavers terrorize the Miocene, and you are correct, sir.
It's all because of Steve Martin.
Yeah, Bella Fleck was hanging out in the stage socks while Steve Martin was like beckoning on the giant beavers in the Miocene era. We had them right here in the Willamette Valley, or over the Coast Range from me. These giant beavers that were the size of Volkswagens. That at our local fossil fest, people always bring in these fossils from the giant beavers. I mean, they're really something to behold.
I want to see one.
You do.
One of my top fossils I really, really, really want to find is giant sloth, either a tooth or a claw. I want the tooth. Those things are so cool.
Dude, sloth is actually one of my spirit animals, and so I really want to find a sloth part as well. I love sloths so much.
I get that the claws are technically cooler to find because it's a claw, but those
they're so cute.
They're like giant, yeah, until they rip you apart.
Oh, like in slow motion.
I'm dying.
Yeah. It's like the Austin Powers, like, run away, like, no. Yeah, and
I have a confession to make. Aside from the first one once, I haven't seen any of the Austin Powers movies.
I think it might have been in the first one.
It could have been. I saw it. That was 30 years ago when it first came out, or however long, and I've never watched a single one since.
I have terrible sense of humor, so yeah, that's my reference, and I'm sticking to it.
And I love Mike Myers. The guy's a genius.
Yeah.
So we can't go on those type of tangents here. We're here to see the rocks.
There is a rock right there. Look at it.
I was going to talk about Bohemian Rhapsody, and it took me forever to figure out.
Oh my gosh, that was so cool. Yeah.
The line, I did not realize that was Mike Myers in that outfit. It was the line, I can tell you, kids aren't going to sit in their car banging their head to Bohemian Rhapsody. That's Mike Myers. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that was him up till that point. But that line did it.
Oh, see, look. They're stoking the fire.
Please.
We can't help ourselves.
Have you ever heard of Bloom County? Opus the Penguin, Bill the Cat. We'll go on some tangents.
Ooh, yeah. Bill the Cat.
Bill the Cat. I'm an Opus fan. Oh, good Lord.
Okay, and Lisa wants a megatherium, dear.
A megatherium?
Chop chop.
That sounds like a grand idea that's absolute nonsense. You got it, babe.
The answer is yes.
Yes.
Absolutely.
It's like Karen actually asked me a couple days ago, and we were chatting, is it inappropriate to think about how much fun it would be to go down to the beach and the rivers after this type of disaster and find all these fossils. And because there's lots of them exposed out there.
Yeah.
And no, it's not. Yes, it is. No, it's not. When Ian hit and I was destroyed standing in mountains of rubble, I saw people going and fossil hunting and going down to the beach thinking, man, you're just going along without a care in the world. But then you realize life goes on and I'll be there again. So it's actually kind of a sign of hope. There's some people right there. They're doing okay and you will too. And so that kind of actually, I learned to make that keep me going. I said, wow, I wish I could go find a mammoth tooth. I really wish I could go find a mammoth tooth.
Right. And thank you, Lisa. That is, in fact, the big sloth. And
That's the big
yeah. Yeah.
She teaches me stuff every day. I love her so much.
That's why we have another half of our brain that we're married to. Like that's what we do. That's how Steve and I jam.
More like the other 2/3, but yeah.
It depends on what day and
I got me some brain cells.
Yeah. It's nice. Thank you, honey.
She is smarter than me. I retain more useless knowledge, maybe, but she's smarter.
Well, I like that you're a walking recipe book. That is handy. That you've got the.
It's scary how much I've forgotten.
Ooh.
I was thinking about it the other day. There was this like sweetbread, not like the Gland's sweetbread, but like a little mini sweetbreads with. There was this recipe I didn't have to measure. I would just grab some flour, some sugar, there it is. They're in the oven. It was like giant muffins basically, but there's a slight difference in the ratios. I never had to think about it. I don't have a clue how to make those anymore. It's been 10 years since I decided I wanted to. And then since then, that information is gone.
We got to make room. You have to make room for giant sloths and things,
But now I know a megatherium is a giant sloth. Exactly. I
go.
Can't remember how to make a raspberry white chocolate chip sweetbread, but I know the Latin name for a giant sloth.
There you go.
Good enough.
Yeah. Look, we're having a love argument.
See, with having all those lags and everything I've got nothing where I can see the chat right now. It's all way off in the corner. I got it. When you see me do this, I'm going off to look at the chat. Yeah. Because I'm on a hotel desk. I only got so much room. It's not like, the big life I lead back home with the folding table in my closet sticking out into the bathroom. So I got room to range.
So Mr. Turtle Montana, this guy is Lisa's husband. My guy has actually been in other beginning intro videos for us. He's the guy that flits around on the wing foil thing. But
I don't look like a Steve. I don't have the Steve look. No,
yeah.
I'm a cat.
If you need to see,
I could be a dog.
Possibly a Doug or a Bob, but definitely not a Steve. If you want to see what Steve looks like, Steve, look at the Mystery Science Theater 3000 Steve references, and you will always find Steve there. He's every Steve that they refer to. In that, but in I say that in the most loving way. Thank you.
That's the old school Chads.
Yeah. So what? Well, they were just playing the Hercules Unchained. Yeah. Yeah. And that's when Mike comes in as Steve. It's the best one ever. So anyways. We digress yet again. What's this rock that we're looking at?
A lot. We digress a lot. Yeah, there's some more. Oh, look at that. I was supposed to go exploring this rock so Lisa could see it. Because unfortunately, her schedule is it's so much work for her to get through each day. The last time we did a live, I chose all rocks that she had given me on the microscope she had given me so she could watch them on the TV that I gave her for her birthday, and she was sick and she hasn't had a chance to watch it yet because that's a commitment. We were on there for a while.
Yeah,
just like
that
tonight.
it is a time commitment. Can you make this wet really quick?
It is. I can indeed.
Through the power of Grayskull. Yeah.
I command you. By the power of Grayskull, I command you.
Oh, Soul, you're sweet, but I do adore my husband. He's a definite Steve for sure.
I told you I had a dream about him, right?
No. Oh my gosh.
I had this
warning incoming tangent, guys.
No, nothing. I had this randomly weird dream that I called Karen one night. That was it. I called Karen, and she wasn't there, and Steve answered the phone, and he and I talked for a minute until she got there. But yeah, that was the whole dream. Was I was waiting for you on the phone, and me and Steve were talking. Can't tell you what about or anything along that line, but that was it.
It would go like this, dude, like kind of for a while. Dude,
it was a pretty much like hey, what's up, man type of conversation. I couldn't tell you what, but there was no like, we didn't discuss quantum physics.
Yeah,
or Planck's constant did not come up.
Oh no! Actually, physics are a thing, though. Like all this foiling, we've been definitely dealing with Planck waves and physics and whatnot for sure, trying to figure out the foils. But yes, you're right, dude. What's the surf doing as well? And Lisa wants to see the crystals at the bottom.
Crystals, you got it, baby. Crystals at the bottom.
That wasn't personal, was it? Like, can we all see the crystals at the bottom?
No. Lisa wants to see my crystally bottom.
Yeah. Oh my.
Bye. I can't hear that without thinking of George Takei. That guy is awesome.
Right? Oh my.
Oh my. He's got the voice. I mean,
he's got the voice, man. What a lilt. Yeah.
He really does. That guy's incredible. You look at what he's been through in his life and what he managed to accomplish. That guy lived in an internment camp for his childhood, and he came out that decent of a guy. Who survives that?
Yeah, I bet you there's a bunch of those stories.
Better focus.
Don't know them.
Yeah, and actually, the best people are the ones that survive that coming out of it. But,
for sure.
All right, are these the crystals you wanted, Lisa? I'm going to look at chat here.
Are these the droids you're looking for?
Whoa! Look at the right screen. That's the problem having 3 screens to look at. I look at the one with the lag, but it has better resolution.
Isn't that weird?
There. Is that the crystals you wanted? Yes, I see the word yes. Oh, I'm getting good. I know what she wants. All right, well, let's get even closer then. I can do that. Whooshity, whooshity, whoosh. That's probably as close as I can get, or pretty darn close.
Focus. Now, like, was that like a suggestion for the microscopy or for our conversation? I'm wondering.
I don't know. She said yes. I was in a spot. I took that as I'm doing good.
We'll try to keep on track.
There's a 10-second lag. She was saying yes to something I was doing a while ago, but I'm good.
Right? We'll both. I'll take that as an answer for sure.
Focus. Bring them up, please. The microscopy. All right, I can probably get closer to that. I think I can. It's going to lose focus again a little bit here. Back that out to give me some play.
Those are some pretty impressive bands.
They are.
Is the orange line oval? Sorry.
No, it's just a slightly dyed agate. Focus and bring them into the center. That's looking pretty good. Little movements. And change the light. And we'll give it a little bit of a spritz. There we go. My camera screen looks good, but the computer not so much.
It's I think it's YouTube having a hard time because when you applied the water, sometimes it'll granulate and it has a hard time. They call it the confetti factor for YouTube.
Yep.
Where you got it. So I think it's doing
I watch the slow-mo guys, if you've ever seen that channel.
Yeah.
And they have stuff where they start talking about it. They're streaming in like 16K, 26 million frames per second. They watch a 1 second video and it takes them 2 years to get through.
Right.
And I hear them talking about that. When they did the glitter on the trampoline, I really wish I could have seen what they saw.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah. And so a lot of times when we do stuff like this, it'll confound YouTube for a second and then you let it settle and you guys get a clearer picture. And so you'll have to bear with us. Sometimes it takes a minute when we shift something, especially in microscopy. And it's really a problem confounding when you have something moving, like if you're trying to track a paramecium or show a rotifer or something like that, you're just hardly able to get the detail.
Yeah, because I'm sitting here, I'm looking at the microscope screen and that's clear. And I look at the StreamYard screen and it's doing okay. But I look at the YouTube screen and that's a
mess.
Rabbit in a snowstorm.
Yeah. And so we'll see how it decides to compress that because it's a bit of a crapshoot when it comes to this.
What am I streaming at? No, it says I'm streaming in 1080. Oh, come on.
That's why I got the more expensive StreamYard platform too, so that our video and our picture would be at the very least have that ability to be good. But then if YouTube decides to compress it, then that's that, and we don't throw a fit.
Oh well.
Wah, wah.
All right, let's give it less to think about.
It's sometimes
let's give it less to think about.
It can be hard to do a very high magnification as well.
Oh, that's true too. This one I don't think is going to be quite as interesting, but it'll give the computers an easier time. Get it wiped out. This is the second slice that Lisa sent to me, which apparently came from Theo, is green. Actually, let me hold it up to this screen here. Can you put myself full screen? Green amygdaloidal basalt.
Oh, darn it. It just doesn't want to do it.
I'll do the dry side.
There we go.
There's the dry side. I'm not showing the colors. I had to borrow a device. I have to use two computers to do this. My old computer the case was falling apart. The hinges were busted out. And I hadn't closed it in a year, fold up. I closed it to bring it. No keyboard functions work anymore. It turned on. I just couldn't put in my PIN, even when I went and bought an external keyboard. So that was gone, and I had to borrow a device. But this is some amygdaloidal basalt, also from Theo, that Lisa got. And I will go ahead and focus right in on that now from far away. And then we'll get closer. And this will hopefully
that's nice.
The two of the Ubes less to think about, and people can have a better view. So I'm kind of far away, and I'm having problems with the intermediate focus. We'll just come a little closer and start checking this out. I have no clue what's in here. These just could be green blobs with brown stuff around them, or there could be something neat. It's looking neat. I see neat stuff. Okay,
yeah, pretty cool.
The green blobs are kind of blah, but look at that matrix. What's going on in there?
I would
Green blue blobs
call.
are just green blue blobs.
Is there feldspar growing in the matrix? Is that
That looks like
periphery?
porphyry. Yeah. Oh, cool.
That
Oh,
is
so
cool.
cool.
Yeah, that is
I
so
didn't.
cool.
I
That's
figured
why
that
we
was going
like
to be brown.
microscopy, right?
Yeah. Oh, it's the things you put under there. Like, oh, I can't wait to see this. And you're like, yeah, whatever. Like Gary Green. I went to put Gary Green under there. I'm like, oh, it's bigger green.
It's even more green.
Yeah. And then the ones where you put them in thinking, oh, I'll throw this under there, just whatever, to see what's going on. And an hour later, you're still not even done with a square inch of the rock. I was like, wow, I did not expect this.
Yeah.
Like when Rufo put up, when I was first doing all the photo dumps, right after I let everybody know I had it, because I wanted to surprise him, because Lisa gave it to me for my birthday. And he put up that close-up pic of the Turritella agate. Oh my God, I was going to get to one of those eventually, but he put that pic up, and those things are amazing.
Yeah.
And if he hadn't put that pic up, I probably still wouldn't be on one yet. All right. So anyways, yeah, there's the... Lisa, I'm looking at the chat. Do you know where Theo got this from? And I'm going to zoom in because I know there's a 10-second lag. I'm just going to zoom in while I'm waiting for that to happen.
Yeah. So Mr. Turtle Montana is making this observation, and I'm also wondering that because, if you've got an amalgam like that, it can't be a basalt.
Okay.
It's not likely to be a basalt anyway.
All right. Well, I was told to make the little basalt, but
we might be.
No, he's dead on right. I didn't even think of that. It was just, here's some amygdaloidal basalt, and if that's there, that's not basalt. He's dead on right.
So we could be into like more of a pudding stone type situation.
Okay.
Not that basalt can't have like all of those constituents in it. Because we've got sunstone basalt that has a bunch of feldspar in it, obviously, and has all sorts of inclusions that look kind of like this, and yet at the same time, it looks like we have a greater amount of that than even what you would consider a matrix is the problem I think we're looking at here.
Yeah, I see a comment from Lisa, up on a mountain where he does hounding when the river is flooded.
Yeah.
So there's our location.
So it would be interesting to find out, what what this could be, on account that so
you've got his info.
Yeah. We've got potential, like it looks like epido or perido.
Yeah,
also?
that's what those. Yeah, epido or perido is what I was thinking. Those little dots where I was getting ready to say that, and we kind of went off on a tangent. There we go. Corner, that one right.
Yeah.
There, and then a couple more. Well, I'm really zoomed in, aren't I?
Yeah.
Like
I never knew that like twist ties had such a an interestingly fabricy construction as that.
Well, I've been tearing this apart, trying to get down to just a piece of wire. I've been sitting here when you see me doing this. I've been kind of peeling away at that thing, trying to get it down to just the wire. But yeah, that's an olivine type of inclusion there. And then, yeah, like you said, the feldspars. It almost makes me think of penolith.
Uh-huh. Are we allowed to say that?
Stuff. This is really cool stuff.
Yeah, that is really cool. The inclusion didn't. Blobs are slightly different. Yes, definitely. Hey Jenny, nice to see you. The includee. Yes, indeed. Yeah, it feels almost to me like something that is more of kind of a pudding stone, but I don't know. Like perhaps some basalts could come through this, like, but I'm not seeing, like, that smaller matrix, like an andesite or something like that, might be what the glue is holding these other crystals together. But they had to have room to be able to grow like that,
They did.
right? Yeah.
Well, no, some of them, when you've got the amalgamation of the different minerals in the soup, they will bond to themselves and kind of separate out a little bit. And then when the cooling process happens, they will form into some sort of crystalline shape.
Uh-huh.
That's kind of like when you see the big quartz boulders, and you can kind of see some hexagonal shapes in them there somewhere. That was that one particular area when this soup was cooling, wound up becoming just right to start giving some shape because of the shape of the molecules, but not enough to actually separate them out into individuals.
Right. So, uh, Lisa's saying basalt is a molten rock that flows down and picks up all kinds of inclusions, but just as the green blobs are silicates that fill in later, basalt is very, and I think she means porous there. And so yeah, if they're filled in vugs, then that is definitely something. But obviously, whatever the runny molten rock was had to be carrying this crystal potential. That's my
Yeah,
point. Yeah.
yeah, you've got the orthoclase stuff going on there. If that actually is
Right.
feldspar crystals, then you get the olivines. And what's this orange stuff running around in there? Is that iron rich or is that something else?
Yeah, I would like posit just, at knee jerk that it's some kind of oxide. But
Yeah,
who knows? Yeah,
a
we don't
ferrous
know.
oxide of some sort, or
Right.
I'm trying to think of orange. What's in that spectrum? There's not a lot.
Not a lot. Yeah.
There's not a lot in the orange spectrum. Magnesium can't it head into oranges?
I think it can, but yeah, most of the time when you see an orange, it's going to have something to do with the, like, an iron class. Yeah.
This is way cooler than I thought. I thought we were going to be focusing in on these,
On these other guys, I know,
these
because
green
they're
and blue
very pretty.
blobs. Oh, whoa, what's that?
You've got
There's
pink and,
pink.
and green. Yeah.
Yeah, there's pink and green there all of a sudden.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
this is
pretty cool.
the parts of this stuff
Yeah,
when you're
like,
sitting a foot away
yeah,
from it that are pretty
to-
aren't what we're looking at. This is great.
totally porphyry. That's totally what I would
Yeah.
say for sure.
Oh my gosh. Look
It's
at
a
that right there.
chocolate chip cookie.
The trick to good chocolate chip cookies is using Irish butter. You want that high fat content, and use a good baking chip. Yeah, the Toll House ones and all that. Sorry, I just said a name brand. Build themselves as the original chocolate chip. It's all about the structure of the cocoa, because cocoa is not actually a solid. It is a powder bound together, and it
It's
acts like a liquid,
cacao.
which is why you can't get the great cacao.
This is a
The
great
great long
cacao. I hail the name.
That was a chat Karen and I were having the other night.
Yeah.
But chocolate is not, when you get like a Hershey's chocolate bar, it's not actually a solid. Like people, it's a powder that is bound together. That's why you cannot get water on chocolate. Is why, and it falls apart the way it does, because all those powders start dissolving into the chocolate.
Yeah. So I imagine that if we did, an Alex Streakin style thin section, that we would be seeing, completely porphyritic stuff here. Look at how,
This
like,
is insane.
constituent oriented this entire thing is at magnification.
This is insane. The blue and the green, I thought we were going to be staring at. I could give a crap about those right now. There's
Yeah.
nothing there. Well, actually, there is some stuff there.
I mean,
There's
it's
some
pretty
stuff there. Look at
neat.
that.
Yeah, that one's kind of crystalline. The other one, being more of like kind of an opaque bowl. And folks are saying stuff like the blue green looks like turquoise almost, and that sort of thing. And this is so true. Like cocoa is hydrophobic. Like it's so hard to make like a decent, cup of cold milk chocolate if you've ever tried to do that. It's just
Don't get water
almost,
on your chocolate.
yeah, it's almost impossible.
There, this is focused up finally enough to catch up with my microscope screen. Look at all those clouds in there.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
the
really,
green's a little bit cooler than I thought it was going to be. Let's look at the green.
yeah, the whole thing
There
turned
we
out
go.
cooler than we thought.
Yeah. Well, all the rest of them were just kind of like an opaque. This one's got some clear chalcedony going on where that almost like settled down in. There are a couple of little bubbles in here where you can see what look like water lines almost. Kind of cut at an angle, at a bias.
Yeah.
That one's cooler than I thought it was going to be.
So Jenny is asking, like, what kind of enhancement do you have on the microscope, or is this true color?
That's pretty darn close to true color. This is a I said the name brand, Link micro telescope, got off of Amazon. Lisa got it for my birthday this year. It does. It's a digital camera. It does fluctuate colors some. This is a bit more green than what you're looking at. Although
kind of like how the color was enhanced for everybody's aurora borealis. Like a lot of times the pixels will pick up and saturate something a little bit more than what the eye does.
This is actually, now that I'm going back and forth, a really neat phenomenon. So I don't know what to tell you. My microscope screen shows it more blue than it really is. My borrowed electronic screen is a pretty close match, but I look at my actual laptop and that's closer to true color. So I've got 3 different color values for the same image in front of me right now. And the one that's on my really good laptop is the closest to true.
Yeah, monitor, like you have to calibrate a monitor anyway. Yeah. And so that's probably what's going on there.
This is a really neat thing to see because I'm looking at the same image right now. Let me pan back. The exact same image, and they're in 3 different hues. And the one on my laptop is the closest to true. So I don't know what you're seeing, Jenny. Sure, it's real.
So Patricia would like to see that under UV light, and I know that you don't have one right now, and so we'll have to.
You want to bet?
Oh, does he really? Okay, let's see.
He really does.
Let's see it. Okay, here we go. Like maniacal laughter much? I actually have it. Yeah, Mr. Turtle Montana, it's interesting. I don't know if it's so much refresh, but that when you get a device, you can go into settings and calibrate your actual monitor. And that's like a big deal when you're trying to say grade gemstones online or something like that. And so it's really important for you to try to like get a good calibration to the monitor, and quote unquote true to color is a really hard thing to achieve. So
that's when I go through eBay sellers, that's one of the things I leave in the reviews for how my product how much I liked it. It's how well was it wrapped and how true to color were the pictures that I judged my buy off of. All right, so this is as good as I can do. Actually, I can turn this brightness down on that. Get rid of that light.
Lisa's calling a spoiler.
Oh, that's right. Actually, I have looked at these before, and she's right. You're slightly off on that, babe. There is a little bit of chalcedony ribbon on one edge that does, if I recall. Yeah, I gotta. Oh, that's right. Here we go. And that's what I got. The green does go kind of white. Sorry. The green goes kind of white. And here's that. And the chalcedony doesn't do it as much. It does a little. Like that's an actual, that slightly green white that some things get. So yeah, it does a little. There's your UV. Oh, look at that.
There's a bit there.
There's a
That's
bit
hot.
there.
Coming in hot.
And that's actually, do I have to focus that any? This is interesting. How do I focus this? Oh, there we go. Just like that. That's how you focus it, Ken.
And Rocky was wondering if the dark blue spots might be azurite. Do you have any clue as to what some of those little vugs might be?
Well, they're more of, somebody called it earlier as turquoise. They're more of that greenish of turquoise than a blue.
Or possibly, Rocky was wondering gem silica then maybe?
My guess is, if you remember, Jared used to find all that chlorinated agate in his claims that was that green color. My bet is this is the same type of thing. It's a chlorine type of exposure to it that gave it all this color, because it really does have that somewhere between forest and emerald green color. Yeah.
Jared.
Hold on one second. Let me get some lights back.
Yeah, Cliff Walker. Yeah.
Yeah. Let me get some lights back for that. I'll raise a cup to him.
Yeah, we gotta cheers that situation.
Yeah, we gotta cheers that. We'll get some lights back here. Jared. Been a while, man, but we're still talking about you like you're here next door.
Yep, we always will. Cliff Walker rock hounding. Go check it out.
Yep. His videos are still up. I still go back and watch them from time to time to make sure they get the activity.
Yeah, me too.
And since we're talking on that, on the same time frame, never knew him at all. Sweet Jim.
Oh yeah, and Sweet Jim. Oh my gosh, here we go.
Yeah. Never met the man, never interacted with him.
Sweet. We had him on twice. He was so cool.
That's right.
Yep, good times with Sweet Jim.
Yeah, Jared was so much fun. Yeah. Oh, I loved hanging out with that guy. All right.
All right. I love it that people are, remembering as well. Thank you so much. All right. So Jenny wanted a full view again, if that is at all possible. But, like taking note as that beautiful composition that's going on with that particular vug is pretty darn neat. So right on. You can scrub back if you want to see that again. Yeah, he did literally walk on cliffs. Like, he was not kidding.
He did.
Okay. So true. Yeah, what a fun fellow he was. Lots of good conversations there.
I felt so bad one night. I thought he was actually, and he probably was, when Kyle was doing a strictly show and tell show. He'd put some sort of music set. He just took hundreds of slides, put them together, put some music behind it because you guys were all out, and let it go. Yeah, and it was like this tranquilized Yanni. Whale songs with a pan flute. And most of us were like, "Oh, this is right." And Jared was loving it.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Jared was loving it, and and he was having so much fun, and I was like, "Oh my God, put me to sleep!" And he's sitting there bragging about, or not bragging, just going off and like, "I love this music. This is great. This is the best thing for clearing my mind ever." And I'm like, "This is putting me to sleep." And he put up this 3 posts in a row for syllable resonance, and without a thought in my head, Valium, and like 8 people were laughing, and I could tell that I'd actually kind of angered him a little bit, and I felt so bad. Oh man, we're having fun and joking. I didn't mean to harsh on you, dude, because he was just the nicest guy. But I could tell that I kind of
really was.
Yeah, he was. Oh, he was so cool. I didn't realize he was as sick as he was.
He didn't know either.
Yeah, and he had all that going on, and he's out there. I'd do the same thing, miles away on a mountain, up on a cliff, all by himself. Who cares? If this is how I go, this is how I go. Yeah. I admire that man every day. I really do. I think about him frequently.
Yeah, he lived all the way to the end. And
He did.
another thing is, I don't know if you see any of the posts that his sister makes, but she
No.
was she was able to actually go to the temple in Egypt that, he took all those pictures at, and she
Oh,
like
really?
scattered his ashes recently. And yeah, and so
Oh,
yeah, and so he was actually living like the whole time he was alive, which was really,
he
really
was.
cool. Just reminiscing about Jared, like he was all about living.
He was. I mean, that guy was up there. When he was going to that hoodoo place, you could just tell, man, that guy was just, he was home.
Yeah.
He was home when he was up on his volcano with all those hoodoos and those pack rat caves. I mean,
Yeah.
I can remember him just sitting there, just absolutely happy about finding all that stuff and seeing this one little pocket of environment that nobody else saw but him, except for he brought us there too.
Right.
Yeah,
And like that
yeah.
infectious giddiness that he had about it,
Oh,
like while he's like picking at the like little, scrapplings of rocks, like just getting, giggling the whole time. He was, yeah,
oh yeah. And
I
I've got
saw
a
he
piece
took
you
it for
sent
me.
me
Yeah.
of that just amazingly blue green jasper.
Hmm.
I've got that thing in a crystal case, set it in a prime position. That is one of my all time. That's a up there rock. That one is right there, and that's the stuff that I see every day. Is that one little chunk of jasper from his claim that you sent me?
Yeah, and like since we're looking at like this material does really remind me of that material now that you say it. And
Yeah, it's
he was talking about how um he was always looking forward to making this big discovery on his claim. He was going to find this new turquoise or new jasper. He was having this material that I sent Ken tested to see what the quality of it was, and I carved some of it to see what hardness. He sent it to uh, Nira, and she's a geologist, so that she could do some tests on it to see how hard it was, and if it was going to be like a new thing. He really, really wanted to find something precious. And the thing is that,
jarrowite.
yeah, and he did find a bunch of precious stuff on his mountain, but what was really important was that it was all in the adventure, and it was all in the finding. And
Yeah,
so like the fact that he never was able to like put it on paper and give it a name, kind of like the crystal collector, or Dan Hurd, or anybody like that like finds the thing and gets the big up. He was about doing the actual pioneering of it and the mining of it,
yeah,
and he did. And so I don't know, I feel like that's kind of the story that unfortunately he had yet to tell.
yeah. He did. He had a lot left to do. He I love. He was one of my all-time favorite channels. I stopped like a year and a half ago, watching most YouTube rock hounding stuff. His was one of the few that I kept. Like, I want to see what. And then he unfortunately passed very shortly thereafter.
Yeah,
And yeah, he was
it
an
was quick.
amazing person. He
Yeah.
he was an amazing person. Yeah,
Yes.
and we do miss him. And this color right here, that when I first saw it, my very first thought was that green jasper that he found. And the other one that I was going to get onto on one of our in track tangents actually was he had found at one point just the moss that hadn't had, and I don't think he realized what he had. He had like all these green, like thread stalagmites and stalactites in this one pocket that he'd found. And he's like, oh, this is really cool. And it's breaking up. And he kind of moved away from it. Like, man, that's the moss in moss agate. It just didn't get the agate in afterwards. You could have isolated that and actually brought it home. Your moss agates that you're looking at, that's just the moss with no agate on it. There's your mineral right
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. Right. Like,
And he
how
was
cool
finding
is
that.
that mineral growth just by itself? It's like the angel
Yeah.
wings.
And I think that was like his third to last video that he made was when he was pulling that stuff out. I'm like, there's your mineral. You've discovered it, man. And then he was gone. Oh, but he found it. Hopefully somebody pulls that piece out, sends it off to be analyzed, and they name it jarrowite because that's his stuff.
Right. So Lisa, if you can share a link to his channel, that would be super cool, or anybody else who's wielding a wrench at this moment in time. Thank you for asking, Lesby Rockin. He was quite the adventurous individual, and so you'll have to excuse us for taking this tangent, but it's well worth it.
Cliff Walker rock hounding. Oh my gosh,
quite the guy. And so one of the things that I do remember earlier today was that Kyle was talking about doing a live stream this evening, uncovering one of his fishes. He was going to do some fossil prep. And so I think he was talking about doing it right around this time frame. And I was like, there's no way we're going to go like, 2.5 hours. So we don't have any worry about overlapping with him. But here we are. And so
I am releasing so much stress doing this right now after the last week. I expect to see the sun come up and one person left. Lisa's long since given up on me, and I'll see you when you get here, baby.
And so
maybe like Cindy is sitting there, just keep going.
Right. So what's interesting is yesterday while we were doing the live stream outside, I was working on some of those fossils and whatnot. And Ken was in the chat, and he was just like, yeah, MicrOzone. And I was like, really? Of course. Like, if you want to do a MicrOzone, heck yeah. And he's in a hotel room. He's got all of his stuff that he belongs to him at this moment in time, thinking that he was going to lose his entire household in his car with him at this hotel. He's like, yeah, I have the microscope. I have some stones. Let's go ahead and pack it up, and we'll do a MicrOzone out of the hotel. So you guys,
I wasn't thinking, and we'll do a MicrOzone at a hotel.
No. But that's what you were thinking yesterday.
Everything.
Yesterday,
that's what I was thinking yesterday.
That's what I'm trying to say. Is that yesterday you were like, hey, I've got everything that I need.
We'll just do that.
No. But yesterday you were saying here I am. I'm prepared for this. Why don't we just do it? And what's cool about that is that what better way to spend your time on a Friday night when you're holing up in a sheltered down hotel away from your house while you're weathering out tornadoes and a hurricane than to do a MicrOzone. That's my point.
Swarm.
Yeah.
I kind of said it in passing today to somebody who was standing in the room next to me. This is one of those ones they talk about, like the Tuscaloosa outbreak, the Joplin tornado. I was smack dab in the middle of this. This one's going to be one of the historic. They're going to talk about this one forever. It's going to be my guess is the St. Lucie / Hillsborough maybe outbreak. That's one of the main counties that also got affected towards the middle of the state. But you hear about the Joplin outbreak or the Tuscaloosa outbreak of whatever year it was. This is going to be the whatever outbreak of 2024. And actually, here, let me pull this up on my the Zoomies screen. Flip back to there, to there, to there, and come over to here.
And a little over there. Over to the side.
Present.
Okay.
Share screen. Yes, share screen. Oops. Cancel. Present.
And
I don't know how to do this. How do you present? Share screen.
It should work.
Tips again.
In theory.
Oh, I know why.
So Lisa has shared
Sorry for the
the
sudden.
Cliff Walker rock hounding link on the
Awesome. Thank
chat.
you, baby.
Yeah.
Thank you, baby. And cancel and try it again because I got to do the whole thing.
So Lisa's wondering if the microscope screen is overwriting and perhaps you have to turn it off before it might share.
No, it's something window. That's it. I just hadn't clicked the right one. There we go. Share. All right, so that shared screen. It's been so long I forgot the options I had to click. That red circle is where I am. If you can make out the individual boxes, those are all the tornado warnings and the tornado tracks. You find the big dot, the big gray dot is where the tornado formed, and then the smaller dots leading off of it are its projected track. You'll see 3 of them formed within about a quarter mile of me, and at least 4 more of them formed a couple miles to the south of me and came at me. But that tornado storm, that red circle is where I am.
Oh, that is
Never again.
crazy. Yeah.
Never
absolutely.
ever again. There's so many tornado warnings in there, you can't make out one from the other. It's just gray. And then you look at all the dots converging. 100 yards to the east, 100 yards to the west, stopping 50 yards to the back, starting 50 yards to the north.
Yards.
Tornado.
Dude.
Yards. Literally,
Dude.
I
not cool.
Watched one.
Yeah.
Not cool, dude.
Wow.
And my mouse still visible in there? My mouse is in there. Okay,
yeah,
so this is St. Lucie County, and I'm willing to bet whatever county this is right here is what they'll name this outbreak, the St. Lucie / whatever county. I think that's Hillsborough, but I could be completely wrong. Could be like Sebring.
Since you're on this map, can you point your cursor over to where you live actually? Because I think a lot of people don't know.
I live right there.
Right. And so if you guys remember, the eye of the storm was supposed to happen in between where his cursor is up to, the bay there, like Tampa Bay. And so that was supposed to be where landfall was going to be one way or the other. And so he was really quite in the eye.
That's Tim. My house was literally in the eye.
Yeah.
The eye went over
my house. It really was. And we watched it in real time, which was really weird.
I'm just like, further north, further south. I don't care where, just not right there. Because the whole thing spins like this. And so on the south side, the wind is blowing from the ocean to the land. That's called an onshore wind. That's what pushes up the storm surge. If this thing had come in 10, 15 miles further south, that major storm surge would have been at my house. And I live in a coach mobile home 20 feet above sea level. It ain't going to survive that. Worst case scenario was everything I had in my car was what I owned.
Right.
And so the reason I have the microscope with me was that was my birthday gift from my fiance. And it was the very first personal meaning item I put in the car. It wasn't important to survive. It wasn't financially worth it. This means something to me. The very first thing I put in the car was this microscope. Yeah, I got one for here.
And so we get to reap the benefits of the fact that you did pack that wonderful microscope along with you. Yep. Thank you so much for that.
And the 2 slices of rock from the person who gave me the microscope.
Well, and the fact that
for those of you who haven't turned in yet, proposed to me on September 1st, and I said yes.
And that is,
in case anybody missed that,
such a cause for cheers.
Cheers. Ding. Sorry, I wasn't even on screen enough. Tink. There we go.
So thank you so much for hanging out with us this evening. We really appreciate you coming on and showing us your beautiful rocks. They were even more alluring than we thought they were in the beginning. They turned out to be even better. And
they were.
We're so glad also that you had mentioned it, that, you know, this was a better use of your time than just like hanging out in the hotel doing not much. It gets your mind off of all the stuff that's been going on lately. So we're really happy that you were able to do that as well.
And let me say a thank you to everyone who's sat there patiently listening to me babble on inanely about whatever happened to pop in my head. You have no idea what this last. I honestly thought everything I owned was in that car up until the night before last.
Yeah.
And then the roof blew off.
On the roof, like across the way, like not even across the street, like across the hotel, like blew off out of you. Yeah.
Yeah. That was a heck of a way to wake up at midnight. I wasn't asleep. Who am I kidding?
Oh, and Soul is like, and you are just telling us tonight.
No, well, yes, I'm just telling you tonight. She proposed on September 1st, and I'll remember that day along with one other important one between me and her for the rest of my life, that being August 15th. And so that's like a little 2-week period that for however long the two of us get together, I'm going to make sure to honor.
Nice.
There we go.
Well, and Soul is saying, so glad that you're safe. Definitely.
It didn't seem like it was going to be. I thought it was. Potential Cat 5 hurricane landing on top of your house. Run away. How far can you get? 150 miles, the other side of the state. What could go wrong?
Yeah, other than a tornado storm.
Yeah.
Who knew? Who knew?
Whoever didn't tell me.
Yeah, and I like this that yeah, Rocky is pointing out the huge smile. Yeah, like it's Ken still.
No, it's Lisa still. It's Lisa still. That's what the smile is.
Oh, that's so awesome. Nice. And Jennifer is saying, thanks for the microscope. Fun. Congratulations to Ken and Lisa. Because, yeah, like right here, we got to find out about the engagement. How freaking cool is that? Definitely. And
I've known for like a month and a half. I can keep a secret.
I guess. You know, Lisa, I told him that too, not knowing all the details, but yeah, like keep driving to Oregon.
I put this in print or in writing. The worst case scenario is I lose everything and show up on your doorstep with whatever's in my car and a cat. And that would be fantastic. And that's the worst case scenario. I'll take it.
Yeah.
And actually the worst case scenario is sort of that didn't happen. I'm not going to be there permanently, but I'll be there in a week and a half, baby.
Yeah. I'm so glad that you're making good on that threat. And with that, we are going to, and he just downed that bad boy. So we're going to give you all a hearty cheers and thank you so much for coming and hanging out with us on the MicrOzone with Ken. Thank you so much for bringing all those awesome
in a truck stop hotel.
always
with
good
gas station beverages.
Hanging out in a pinch. Thank you so much. Thank you, Lisa, for being part of the awesome news and being such a supportive member of the Ken crew and the Ozone
Thank
crew.
you for being part of that awesome news. Yeah, I really appreciate that, Lisa. It'd be kind of lonely without you.
Super nice that you asked him. That was really good. Good choice. All right. And to all of you, thank you so much for hanging out with us all the way to the end. Go check out Kyle's live that's probably already going. He's prepping out a fossil fish from Kemmerer. And so go check out the Cliff Walker stuff. We will see you around the way all weekend long in the lives. I'm definitely going to be going live either Saturday night or Sunday night with a studio thing to share some of the faceting and whatnot that's been going on with the opals. And that be that. If you guys have any other things, put them into the chat and we will run the credits. Do you have anything else, Mr. Duck and Cover?
No. Thank you all so very, very much for the kind thoughts, the well wishes, the support, for being here right now tonight while I'm just, letting it all hang out and blowing off steam. Y'all really do mean the world to me. I appreciate you all very, very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Ken. So and we appreciate you very, very much. And one last thing, Soul is wondering, should the rest of us single rockhounds be concerned about this growing trend of coupling?
Who else? I mean, Theo married is like, how long have those two been together? Like 12 years or something like that?
Yeah.
It's
been a minute.
No, I claimed Lisa. Which honestly was the most eligible, the most wanted woman on the rock hounding community. I won her.
Congratulations on that, Ken. Absolutely. And yet, don't be forlorn. There are others out there. All y'all. I know some really great guys and I know some really great ladies out there. So, keep on hounding is what I would say to you.
Ground score.
It can happen to you. And with that, we probably should get out of here. And so I'm going to toss. Thank you, Ken. Again, I'm going to toss the credits up and we will see you around all weekend long. Cheers to you, Stein Kearns, and be well.
Everybody.
Here we go. Are we alive, everybody? Are you here? Am I here? And we can't hear me. Let's start over again. Are you here? Am I here? man, we can't hear me. Let's start over again.